And I think that the fitness community is leaving out their mothers. I've never seen like a mother-centric program for making your mother not be in pain and live a better life. I would not be who I am without my mother. My mother did a bunch of very interesting things in her life. When she was young, she was a hardcore equestrian. She ended up becoming a professional rider and rode up and down the East Coast. What happens when you're a professional horseback rider is you spend a lot of time training your horses and yourself, but over time, you fall off of the horse. That's just a side effect of riding horses because they're living things that have a mind of their own, and sometimes they just don't like you or they're not feeling it that day. That means you hit the ground a lot. That means you acquire a lot of impact injuries that are worse than most jiu-jitsu injuries. Because think about falling off of something that's head height at high speed, 20, 30 miles per hour, and impacting the ground. So my mother has a bunch of injuries, and I've been trying to solve them for a long time. She was also an equestrian therapy instructor for the majority of my life, which means that she helped people with disabilities or injuries use horses as movement therapy to get better. But nobody ever helped my mom. There was no program for my mom to help her recover. I think that that is a huge error, and I think that the fitness community is leaving out their mothers. I've never seen like a mother-centric program for making your mother not be in pain and live a better life. So we're just going to design programs around that idea because everybody has a mother and everybody wants their mother to live a better life. The program that I'm talking about is inside the Training for Overweight and Deconditioned Individuals program, which was written with several people in mind. My mother being one of them, some injured military friends of mine being the other side of the equation, and figuring out what we can do to make this better. One of the ideas I've been working on for about 2 or 3 years now is Indian club training, which you can think of as mobility training camouflaged so that people don't know that they're doing it. I know because I tried to get my mother to do just mobility training and she lost interest. It wasn't fun enough for her to do. So I made a bunch of versions of this program and I had my mom test it to see which ones she could do and which ones actually helped her feel better, stand up better, breathe better, and reduce her pain over time. What we settled on was single arm Indian club training. That means club weight 1 pound, and this program can repeat with 2 pounds or 3 pounds, but it is 1 minute of movement on one side, simple enough that my mom can understand it, and then get 1 step more complex each time. So it's alternating between left and right hand, and then it gets more complex. The side effect of this is it starts with only 4 minutes. You add minutes each week because 4 minutes is so simple, your mother can do it. And then it gets a little bit harder, 1 step of complexity harder each week. It goes to 6, it goes to 8, it builds up to 20 minutes. There are 5 different base programs in this idea, and they all focus on the same things, but they're all different breakdowns in different orders. The goal is to repeat themes, but not repeat exactly the program. This is a learning trick, which I learned from her, which she used to use working with handicapped and injured people in equestrian therapy. After 20 minutes, it goes to double Indian club, and the goal is to add another 10 minutes beyond that. So it'll go from 20 minutes to 21 to 22, walk its way up to 30, where we take the movements from the one-hand program and we turn them into two-hand programs. There's a bunch of learning stuff shoved into this idea. This is what you might call Brain Gym, which is a really thick book about helping people acquire skills and recover from things like traumatic brain injury, and combining it with something tangible that is easy to do that you can just put on a video and do a follow along. This is really, really nerdy design, but I love my mother, so I'm going to continue to design these programs forever because my goal is to make my mother's life better forever.